Hey, this is J-Rock. You're about to listen to the Bone-In Podcast. We'd like to remind you that the Bone-In Podcast is a comedy podcast. And despite any insistence from anybody on this podcast, we are not experts of any kind, including scientists or doctors. All the research was performed by a bunch of idiots who apparently have way too much free time on their hands. All the information contained within is for entertainment purposes only. Our language will be lewd, obscene, crass, and generally offensive. So if that's not your particular cup of tea, this podcast might not be for you. Or if it is, but the kids are still up, maybe come back later. But if you're still here, enjoy the show. Even rock stars have humble beginnings. They start out playing sleazy bars and venues night after night, until finally their greatness is recognized and their fame explodes. This fame brings along with it packs of love children, loads of money, and mountains of cocaine. It isn't long before lost friends and family start coming out of the woodwork, claiming responsibility for the band's existence and crediting themselves with inspiration. If any food were a baby-making, cocaine-sniffing cash cow, it would be the buffalo chicken wing. And despite its humble backwoods beginning, its stardom has attracted all sorts of characters looking to take credit for its creation and reap the benefits of its stardom. So who really created the buffalo chicken wing?
Oh.
I know.
Was it Courtney Love?
It was me. I did it. I invented it.
When you were talking about people coming out of the woodwork being like, I inspired that, I just think of like Courtney Love being like, I inspired that Nine Inch Nails song. I inspired that Nirvana song.
Is that who it brought to mind?
Yeah. I don't know who else.
To be fair, I think she did.
I mean,
Actually,
him.
Not like in a good way. Like,
Yeah.
oh, I hate that girl.
Yeah.
Ugh, she's the worst. And then they wrote a song about her.
Yeah. I don't think Heart-Shaped Box not so nice song. I don't know.
I don't know. I've never heard it.
Never heard of him.
What's the heart-shaped box?
Well, anyhow, it's season 2 now. How are you guys? We're back.
Good. A little spring break there.
Any news, special updates?
Dan got really drunk and lost his debit card at Red Rocks.
That happened. Yep.
Did you get back?
No,
Huh.
I left it at Red Rocks. I left it in the machine, I think.
Yeah, I think that's where you left it.
It probably happens all the time.
How about
I
you,
was
Jared?
thinking
How
about that.
have you been? Where have you been?
Here.
Huh.
Doing good though. Had a great day trading options, made a little money, some legalized gambling. That was fun.
Did you actually do that?
Finally, yeah.
You made some money?
Made some money finally.
Ah, I'm so proud
Wait,
of
did you say that you?
Thanks.
So you mailed money?
Made money.
Oh, you made
a little,
money, like
made
a
little
printer.
money.
Okay.
Do you mean turn your headphones up?
No, I'm dumb.
Oh.
There we go. That's it.
Made money. Do have an update with Dan. He is, the rumors are true. He is suing the podcast for using his likeness.
I am.
Wait, what?
I'm suing you.
Me?
Yeah, both of you. And myself
For
for using my likeness.
when did this happen?
You guys use it all the time. I mean, we use it all the time.
Your likeness?
Yeah.
How?
Don't worry
There's
if you're
a guy
confused.
on the podcast named Dan.
Oh shit.
He sounds
Everything-
exactly like me.
Yeah, don't think about it too much.
Okay.
It just gets more confusing.
We're
the more
actually
you
not
do
allowed to
think
talk about it.
I'm getting kind of worried
Yeah.
because nobody tells me you guys went to a concert. Nobody tells me we're getting sued. Nobody tells me shit.
Well, don't worry. We'll get through it. It will be challenging, but
I'm going to take us for everything we have.
Which is like 2 beers over here.
I mean, those are my beers.
but we'll get through it.
You guys are going down.
Any other updates from you?
No, other than the
Off-season?
lawsuit, I haven't really had much to do. Just been, learning how to sue people and then trying it out on all my friends. So
just like serve the court papers. Like you knock on my door, I'm like, oh hey, and you're like, hey, here you go, and it's like court papers. You're serving me court papers that you were taking me to court. Are you going to be your own lawyer?
Yep.
Oh, okay.
I also served myself. That was really hard.
Yeah.
Found out how sneaky you actually are.
Yeah.
Elusive.
I'm very
You
elusive.
just like leave it in the fridge, and then you open the fridge. You're like, god damn it.
Son of a bitch.
You got
That's
me.
actually what happened. I forgot I left it in the fridge when I was getting some, I got a yogurt.
Mhm.
And then for some reason I put the papers in the fridge. I don't.
Maybe I'll just set these here. I'll come back.
And then next time I went to get a yogurt, I was like, what? Oh, damn it.
You got me.
Yeah. Fucking clever Dan.
Mhm.
Well, you guys want to know who invented the buffalo chicken wing?
Mhm.
Is it? It wasn't me?
No, it wasn't. Long before Dan ever came about.
Was it involving New York?
Yes, of course.
Oh, yay. Okay. We got that going for us.
As a matter of fact, it involves Buffalo, New York. So I wanted to start there because even before the actual chicken wing as we know it was invented,
I invented buffaloes.
No.
No? Oh.
close though.
I'm going to keep trying to jump ahead of you.
You'll get it. No, there's a recurring thing about the chicken wing in general with buffalo, which is kind of weird. And yeah, it's just weird. We'll get to it. So I wanted to start with some of our listeners may remember we started the podcast with me saying that America is an ignorant country, and because we named the buffalo chicken wing after a commonly misidentified species.
I don't think we would ever call America. Did you say ignorant?
I did, yes.
Yeah, we never said that.
It opened the first episode.
Yeah, it's
The
recorded.
first episode?
There's audio evidence.
Maybe we should take a second and
Just-
review that.
Everyone just say we never said. I mean, people are going to be upset. No one heard that episode.
Actually,
We have
that's
the
the
data.
episode that most people have listened to.
Oh.
So
Oh,
I
shit.
figured I need to clear the air a little bit and start out with why is Buffalo named Buffalo?
The town?
The town.
Yes.
Okay.
Oh, I know why. Because of the buffaloes.
No.
Oh.
Well, see, that's the first problem is they're not buffalo.
They're not
Bison.
buffaloes.
bison. Yes.
There are no buffalo. I think we talked about this on an episode. Or maybe just one of my millions of rants. And
Yeah.
there are no buffalo on this continent.
They're all in Africa.
Right. And we're going to get into all that. So starting back at the beginning, originally the town of Buffalo was settled. It was started as a French trading post back in 1758, although they had begun visiting the area almost 80 years earlier. It was abandoned a year, or the trading post was burned a year after it was established.
Abandoned a year before they got there.
Before they even got there. No, it was burned down by the British a year after they built the trading post.
No.
Fucking British.
And subsequently abandoned. The native Seneca tribe then settled the area in 1780.
Noise.
Then after that, the town was finally officially laid out by Joseph Ellicott of the Holland Land Company in 1803. It was originally named New Amsterdam, but colloquially was still referred to as Buffalo from the beginning.
I thought, wasn't New York City New Amsterdam?
You may be right. I don't know.
Or do you think that the whole region was New Amsterdam?
Just the whole fucking thing? Yeah,
Yeah.
that could be.
Because that, like New York, I wonder if that's why it happened. They're like, they just kept on like zoning in on the different factions that popped up. Maybe.
That seems like a reasonable explanation.
So going back to your bone to pick about terrible names for children.
Yeah, Buffalo?
Buffalo?
Well, it's pretty lazy how everything's just New Amsterdam, New York, New
Oh, yeah.
Jersey.
New Zealand.
Kind of falls into that same issue. Where,
Yeah, I like the original Zealand better than New Zealand.
Well, yeah, everyone does. Everyone does so
New
much that
Mexico?
nobody even knows where it
New
is.
Mexico. New. I don't know. I ran out of news.
New San Diego.
New
Nope,
San Diego.
that's not it.
But anyhow, and they did actually used to name children. It was the younger. You'd
Yeah,
have
junior.
one, and then you'd have the younger.
Yeah.
So maybe we should just go back to that.
John Whiteman.
You
the
just
second.
come up. Yeah, you just got to do one. And then you're like, that was the first John. This is the second John. And then we had a Jane. And then we had a third John.
So you're
I
just
don't
saying
know,
being
man.
lazy. You just want us to be back to being lazy. But they also popped
sure.
out like 15 kids. They just ran out of names. Like, you guys
Yeah.
are Johns. You guys are Emily's.
Everyone-
That's MLM. We're
Everyone
done.
was a lot less
Yeah.
literate back then.
Good point. Yeah.
Yeah.
So, anyways, back to the early stages of Buffalo. So the town, like I said, was laid out in 1803. The British burned that down too in the War of 1812.
British
Again,
have a little arson.
Are they doing it on purpose or are they just dumb?
no, they're burning it down on purpose. Like I
Okay.
said before, was I think that was the French and Indian War, and then the War of 1812. They burned it down again.
There's French Indians?
French and.
Oh, French Indians. Oh, my bad.
So then it was rebuilt after that in 1868, at which point it was officially renamed Buffalo.
Buffalo.
Hmm.
So then that got me off onto a tangent of, okay, why do Americans call them buffaloes and not bison? Or, commonly we refer to them as buffalo.
Why do we put up football teams and name them after that thing and then put a picture of a different animal on their helmets?
Yeah.
Correct. And name our cities after it and
Yeah.
parks.
Why do we do that?
It was the fucking French.
Ah.
Oh man.
Yep. Buffalo in French is bouffe.
Oh, is that why ICP people called? Do you know what boofing is?
No.
Oh boy. Boofing is where you drink fuego with your butt.
Fuego?
It's the soda. Orange soda.
What's it? It's called
Boofing.
no, the soda.
It's called fuego.
I don't think it
Look it up.
Is it just that particular soda? You can't drink any other soda
With your butt?
with your butt?
I don't know. I just watched a documentary on it. They call it boofing.
Fango, I think.
Bingo. What did I say? Fuego?
Yeah,
Does it fuego mean fire?
it does.
Ah,
That's initially when he said it, I was like, the fuck? You putting fire in your
Put
butt?
fire in your butt.
that's what you were worried about. You weren't worried about people drinking soda with their butt?
I just don't want people to set their butts on fire.
Oh, yeah.
I'd much rather have soda in my butt than fire.
Either way,
Yeah.
I do either.
Do the French name that as well?
No,
Oh, okay.
just the bison, and it was early trappers who were the first to mislabel them for the buffalo, commonly found in Africa and Asia. So it was their fault.
Thanks. French.
So, okay, that's fine. I'm not even upset anymore. Just fuck them. They're all assholes.
I mean, we still, we never corrected it. Like we've propagated it throughout the years.
Yeah, but what are you gonna do?
What are you gonna do?
They already have the stadium.
The
What are you-
buffaloes?
Yeah, you have to rename a lot.
Yeah, I mean, there's like 2 stadiums named after the.
We could Bison Bill.
But I feel that we call bison. So we have that win. Like
Well, I
some
do.
people do call them buffalo, but I've been introduced by bison.
Well, I call him Bison now.
You've been
because you yelled at
introduced
me
by
for it.
Bison?
Actually, speaking of weird names, I knew a guy named Bison.
Bullshit.
No, I know a guy named Bison.
Bicentennial?
That's kind of cool, actually. Bison.
That is a cool name. I'd probably just call him Buffalo, just to be a dick.
Call him Buffalo Bill.
Or Boof.
A boof.
Hey, boof.
Yeah, boof.
So there's a couple different theories for how buffalo actually got its name. First of which was stolen horse meat, which I think we were talking about meat earlier too. So this is written by a guy named Sheldon Ball in 1825. Said French explorers stole a horse from some local natives and fed it to their party, claiming it to be bison meat.
Oh, is that where you got your would you rather? Or I can't remember the name
Your
of it.
stolen meat story?
Yeah.
Yes,
Huh.
probably.
Very
Okay.
nice, very nice. Very
Good.
nice.
It's all coming back.
It's all relatable.
Second, it could be a mistranslation of Beaver Creek.
I thought that said menstruation.
What?
Menstruation of beaver.
That
Creek.
says Amsterdam.
What?
Nothing.
This was proposed by Millard Fillmore in 1862.
Hey, I know that guy.
Oh, yeah?
I don't know how.
We live on his street.
Oh, yeah.
So he claimed it was a miscommunication between the Iroquois and Americans when writing the 1784 Treaty of Fort Stanwix. It was named for an old Seneca native who lived in the area. Or I'm sorry, number 3 was basically there was an old native who lived in the area whose name meant buffalo. So when they translated it, they called him Buffalo. The website I was reading did name this as the most likely real cause. I don't know if I'm buying that. That seems kind of dumb. I'll tell you the one I think it was, but what else would you guys think? Maybe put out a Instagram.
Why would his
Yeah,
name-
I'll put an
But wait,
Instagram poll.
listeners.
Why would the old native guy's name, who lives nowhere near Buffalo, mean buffalo?
Because they would just name them after the animals in
Yeah.
the area.
I have another friend.
Like I said, there's no buffaloes.
Hold that thought, because there's
His
a
name would
little
have
bit on
meant
that.
bison.
Yeah.
Right, but his name wouldn't have meant bison because bison is English.
Right.
It was
So they
the
just knew,
native-
it's his name for buffalo. So then they called him Buffalo.
But they weren't ever called buffalo.
At this point, Americans were calling him Buffalo.
Fucking idiots.
Again, these are just theories, and I don't think that's what it was. But let's see. Number 4, back to what you were saying, no buffalo in the area. They do claim there were occasional presence of bison on the south shore Lake Erie. I did pull up a map, and it is like just on the fringes. It comes up into New York, the original range of the buffalo.
Well,
So-
those things used to be every fucking
Yeah,
It was
and-
basically the whole of the North
was
American
the
continent.
whole
Yeah.
place, yeah.
And they would the herds would
I'm not saying
travel-
that there weren't any
bison.
bison around. I'm saying there weren't any. His name would have never meant buffalo because there weren't any.
They
buffalo.
didn't know that those weren't buffalo though. You have to understand it's coming from a source that they didn't know, Dan. It was an old times.
Fucking idiots. Bunch of fucking idiots, man. The whole place built on fucking
Lies.
idiots.
Wait, were you going to go into that more? Because I was going to say my thoughts on the theories, but
We got one more.
okay.
2 more. So number 5 is a mistranslation of basswood. So the Seneca called the area the Tose Owe, or the De Dio Sio O, meaning place of basswood. So once again, during the drafting of the Treaty of Fort Stanwix, the interpreter wrote it as Tik-i-aku, which is the Seneca word for buffalo. So that's what the guy's name would have actually been, is Tik-i-aku. But when they translated it, they would have called him Buffalo. And apparently they made the mistake and it stuck.
For listeners at home, Dan's red and he's shaking his fists.
My fists they're shaking.
Yeah.
I'm very angry.
The article also named that one as highly likely. So they seem to be stuck on the Tik-i-aku.
Whatever, man.
Seems likely. And then the 6th and final theory that I could find is, again, another mispronunciation of the French phrase beau bouf fleuva, meaning beautiful river, which they claim is what the French originally named it when they settled the area. And then it stuck.
I mean,
Buffalo.
I would be okay with that.
Maybe that's how they got the buffalo's name too. They're like, that
Oh, yeah.
animal reminds me of a beautiful river.
Same
But
thing.
they don't know is there's a guy up the road that has the same name over in Africa. Like, that's a buffalo.
Yeah. When I was doing it, that was the first one I thought that made the most sense, because bouf fleuva. But I'm on the same page as the people who wrote the article. It either was.
But you hear a lot about Crazy Horse, and there's a lot of things
But
involving crazy
There's no buffaloes.
Hmm?
There's no buffaloes.
in America.
None.
You're too hung up on it.
I think
There's
you need
no
to take a
buffaloes,
step
man.
back and understand it was a miss. It was
But they're still doing it.
yeah. We still do a lot of things that we shouldn't be doing.
Why are we still doing it? Why is the college named after buffalo? There's no buffaloes.
Because then you have to and then people get all upset. They're like, oh, it was when what was it like when they were trying to change the name of
We
like
should tear down those statues.
these are buffaloes. Yeah.
It's offensive to bison.
The bison that, but Dan, let's take a step back, man.
All right.
We know, we get it.
We're all on the same page. I called the country ignorant because of it.
Yeah.
Fucking idiots.
Listeners at home, Dan literally took a step back. You can come back. That's cool.
Just go ahead. I'm just gonna.
Okay, so that kind of sets the stage. This is Buffalo. That's where it got its name. So where did the actual buffalo chicken wing start? Earliest record I could find of it was a restaurant. The first known restaurant to officially serve chicken wings was the Clarendon Hotel of, again, Buffalo, New York.
I thought it was the
What? It was the what? It was Iggy Pop?
The Anchor Bar. Did they lie too? Are they liars too? Are we about to get into this?
I didn't see anything about the Incuba. What's the Incuba?
It's the Anchor Bar.
Oh, yeah. You're getting ahead. This is way back in 1857. So a confirmed copy from the menu shows chicken wings fried. That's the earliest record I could find of actual fried chicken wings.
But that's not buffalo wings.
That's not buffalo wing yet. That's just a fried.
That's just a fried
chicken
The
wing.
earlier
Okay.
rendition.
All right. Probably tasted like shit.
I bet it tasted really good.
I bet it was lemon pepper. Fucking trash.
It was probably like those plain ones that you damn near choked on.
That
when you
I
were
could
trying
not. Yeah, that's true. But those were good. Like they were yummy. Eating 50 of them would have been impossible.
And stupid.
So then the the next thing pops up in 1894, a recipe for a chicken wing that showed up in the Buffalo Commercial Advertiser. So, and again,
It's a really cool name.
Buffalo?
Commercial advertiser. You just call shit exactly what it is.
Yeah.
utilitarian.
Yeah.
True. But again, it's like this theme of it. This is all playing out in Buffalo, which is strange to me, but I guess not.
I mean, never mind.
I mean, how populated was Buffalo compared to like everything else?
I think Buffalo was a pretty big hub because of where it was located.
Yeah,
where
I think
was
being
where
on the
was
lake-
Colorado in the 1800s?
Well, yeah,
Didn't
are you talking
Exactly.
1800 or 1899? There's
Well, 1857. Oh, I'm sorry, 1894. Well, I guess both, because like if they had a confirmed copy in 1857, you're like, it's weird that all this stuff is happening in Buffalo. Maybe it's just because it was kind of a barren wasteland everywhere else.
no.
Uncivilized.
No.
Oh.
Stop interrupting him.
I'm sorry.
So now we're on to the Anchor Bar.
Anchor Bar.
The Anchor Bar is the officially known spot of the creation of the Buffalo chicken wing as we know it today.
You heard it here first, everyone. Officially known spot.
Officially recognized. I should say.
Officially recognized.
Or historically.
Historically, officially Anchor Bar.
Exclusively.
Recognized.
So again, Buffalo, New York, owned by Teresa and Frank Bellissimo, who founded it in 1939. So at the time they invented this, chicken wings were inexpensive, or in other words, undesirable, and were typically only used for stock or soup.
Mm-hmm.
That
Trash meat.
Trash meat, yeah. But it was cheap.
Cheap trash meat.
So there's several stories that exist as to how they actually came up with the buffalo chicken wing. So first being, late one night, 1964, their son Dominic comes in with several of his friends. Teresa, needing a cheap, easy snack to give him and his dickhead friends, deep fried some wings and tossed them in cayenne hot sauce. I don't know why I just envisioned them like being drunk and stumbling in all
It's
loud and
interesting
obnoxious.
though, because
Dickheads.
1939, I mean, cayenne hot sauce, I guess it,
That they were founded in 1939. This was 1964 when
oh,
Dominic demanded a snack. So-
Mommy, make me a snack.
Basically, yeah.
Okay.
Mom.
Drunk toddlers.
Yeah.
So the second story, Dominic, their son, told a New York reporter it was a Friday night in the bar, and since people were buying a lot of drinks, he wanted to do something nice for them at midnight when the mostly Catholic patrons would be able to eat meat again.
Mm-hmm.
This, Dominic states, is when his mother came up with the idea of buffalo chicken wings. I'm not sure how that translates to him doing something nice, basically having his mom cook something up for the bar. And
That
he's
is
like,
nice.
He's like, hey,
it's a nice thing I did for you
Yeah.
guys. Mom.
Hey, Ma.
yeah, get the boys.
Hey,
some-
I got my mom to make you guys some food.
Isn't that nice?
Isn't that nice
of
that I
me?
did? I'm a real good guy.
Say, third and final story. In a fortuitous twist, an order of backs and necks intended for the bar's spaghetti sauce showed up as wings instead. Frank ordered Teresa to do something useful with them, and she came up with the wing.
I wonder.
Frank sounds like a dick.
Dominic also sounds like a dick. They're just like a family of.
Dominic sounds like a dick, too.
Yeah.
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 A bunch of dicks.
Is it so much the fried wing that gives it the buffalo, or is it like the buffalo hot sauce? Because when I think of
Hold that thought.
okay,
This is all part of it. So now we're still just introducing you to the players involved.
Okay.
So the second bar that claims to have invented the buffalo chicken wing, Wings and Things, owned by John Young, who moved from Buffalo from Stockton, Alabama.
that makes more sense.
So beginning in 1961, he began serving deep fried and breaded wings in his special tomato-based mumbo
Asshole.
sauce.
What?
This guy's an asshole.
Why? Oh, because he coated it and breaded it.
He made nuggets.
Oh,
Fucking asshole.
these aren't wings. These are nuggets.
And remember that too. Remember the breaded part of it. So back to being ignorant. I didn't know what a mumbo sauce was, so I wanted to add it here. It's a sweet and tangy sauce made with ketchup, vinegar, brown sugar, soy sauce, hot sauce, pineapple, and paprika.
That's what did you just say?
That sounds delicious.
Paprika?
Paprika? Is that how you say that?
Paprika.
I think. Oh,
How
maybe I'm
do you
having a
say it?
stroke. Paprika. I'm just kidding. No,
Oh.
I'm just kidding.
I might have said it funny. I don't know.
No. But when you were saying that a bunch of New Yorkers were coming up with like a spicy food, I thought that was kind of weird
Spicy.
because I associate spicy food with like the South and gumbo and peppers.
Right. And that was the same thing I was thinking was like
Where did they get this from?
Buffalo came up with the buffalo sauce. Like it's just,
Because I
It's
could barely
mostly
grow
vinegar.
peppers here. But there's the cayenne aspect, like the pepper.
It's not. I mean, well, if she's using stuff that she wouldn't typically use, cayenne would be one of those things, right?
Why? I use cayenne in a lot of
Because
things.
she's Italian.
That's kind of racist.
He's a kind of a racist. That's my bad.
so yeah. So John Young claims that he did this after having a conversation with a traveling boxer who told them there was a restaurant in Washington, D.C. that was, quote, doing good business with wings.
I'd love all of those things. So that's pretty cool.
Young claims the Anchor Bar didn't start serving buffalo wings as a regular menu item until 1974. He also claims, or eventually he did get credit for it as he was inducted into the National Buffalo Wing Festival Hall of Fame. So today they kind of recognize both bars as being the
The-
originators of the buffalo chicken wing.
Yeah.
I think that like when you're piggybacking off of something, like if somebody has an idea and you're like, ooh, that's a cool idea. I wonder if I add this. It's kind of hard to like who started what and who piggybacked and who brought it to what it was today.
Agreed. And that's great foreshadowing.
Oh, here we go.
So then, of course, it caught on like crazy. So 1977, the city of Buffalo celebrated Anchor Bar owner Frank Bellissimo, not Teresa.
because
So again,
that's sexist.
yeah.
Yeah.
Even though Teresa's
He's like
the one that
Frank, he's
came
like-
up with
He's
it.
like, guys, I had a great idea that my wife made up.
Yeah, this awesome idea that I have.
Yeah.
So that was on July 29th, 1977, to be the National Chicken Wing Day. Popularity only grew from there in the U.S. and Canada as well. So the 80s and 90s saw the arrival of 7 Buffalo Wing franchises. First of all, being Buffalo Wild Wings, 1982. I didn't know they were that old.
What? They're shitty wings. Wow.
They were
What?
also formerly known as Wild Wings and WEC.
Their wings are delicious.
No, like there's something about commercial wings that I'm like, they're okay.
You're such a hipster.
I like the dive bars better.
I like wings when they were made out of buffaloes. Well, they were intended.
Oh, God wanted them.
Yeah, Buffalo Wild Wings is good. Anyways, so Buffalo Wild Wings,
I like
1982.
them if those guys want to give me any money.
Hey, Buffalo Wild Wings.
If you want to
I'm sorry
sponsor
about
the
what I
podcast
said.
or anything, I'm a huge fan. I'll fire the girl if we have to.
Yeah, Jared,
So.
you're out.
There's one thing.
Fish
I'm a
number
lot
two,
of
guys.
things.
Yeah.
Girlish is not one of them.
It's okay.
It's okay
You
to
are
be girlish.
labeled bitch number 2 in the system, so.
He confirmed that was not true.
Huh.
So Hooters was 1983. McDonald's started serving the Mighty Wing in 1990.
Yeah.
And then Domino's started serving wings in 1994 after a Super Bowl appearance by the Buffalo Bills. Pizza Hut followed suit shortly after that.
I do like the wings from Domino's.
Did any of you guys ever get to have a McDonald's
Mm-mm.
wing?
No.
I didn't either. I'll bet they were
I
terrible.
had a McDonald's hot dog once, but that
Oh,
was
yeah.
in Wisconsin. I don't know if it was weird.
So it's made of actual dogs?
Yeah. No, it was just like a hot dog.
Huh. Weird.
Mm-hmm.
That is weird.
It was
But I
back in
guess
the
that
90s.
kind of makes sense. So anyways, I wanted to add this section to piss Dan off. It's the proliferation of the boneless wing.
Asshole.
So it was created in response to the increasing wing prices because, of course, everybody's buying wings now because they're awesome and the price skyrockets.
Thanks to that. What's that guy's name? Frank?
Frank.
Thanks to Frank.
Oh,
Way
Frank's
to go,
hot
Frank.
sauce. I wonder if that's where it came from. Frank's.
Oh, Frank's Red Hot?
Yeah, Frank's Red Hot. I wonder if that's.
You think that's Frank's?
I don't
I think
know. I
it's
didn't think
Frank.
to look that
It
up.
should be
but
called
yeah.
Teresa's hot sauce.
Should be.
Huh, I'm going to boycott Frank's hot sauce.
I probably won't. I'll probably.
I know.
keep-
I eat a
It's
lot of
pretty
it.
good.
It is
I want
yummy.
to stop. But anyways, yeah, they created it as a response to the rising price in wings, as well as a desire by some eaters for a neater dining experience.
Both my
Watch out,
siblings
pussies.
prefer wingless or boneless wings. Like I remember growing up, we would go places, I'd get the bone in, and they would always get boneless wings. They're chicken tenders.
If both of my siblings preferred boneless wings, I wouldn't have siblings anymore.
They're sensitive to, I think, textures. Maybe, I don't know.
Or maybe they just want a
They're little
neater
bitches.
dining
I don't
experience.
know.
You know, you just want to eat.
They both listen to
They
this
just wanna be
podcast
neat.
apparently, and I'm just like, my siblings are bitches.
I agree. I agree that you say that.
So these were sometimes marketed as wings, wings being WYNGZ. And to your credit, Wikipedia does state that boneless wings are they're basically chicken nuggets. So
To whose credit?
yours.
My credit. They are fucking chicken nuggets.
Or chicken tenders.
Tenders. I've actually never seen
tender-
them. Well, I
A
guess
tender is longer than a nugget.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Nuggets are like little chody things.
O'Malley's, they get mad if you
They should
ask,
call 'em
but they
little-
would toss
little
their
chodes.
tenders in their wing sauce,
Oh,
which I always liked.
you could buy like a bottle of their wing sauce now. There.
They've always had that.
Oh,
Little chodes?
they've always had the little chodes.
Are you guys get ready to get into the controversy?
Oh, wait. Let me take a minute. I don't want to get too riled up. Okay, I'm ready.
Okay, so
Bitch.
according to the National Chicken Council, yes, it's real. Anchor bar is the true origin of
Is
the
it
wing.
made up of chickens?
Like wearing little like
No,
wigs,
but that would be way better.
like powdered wigs. They're all just like sitting there.
Just a bunch of yeah.
Well, if they are, if you're interested, I can read what it actually is. If not, we can skip over that. Because that was wild to me that there is a National Chicken Council.
I think it's wild that it's not made up of
Chickens.
It's not.
No.
It's fucking bullshit. It's false advertising.
Yeah.
It's just like the buffalo thing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right, go ahead and tell us what it's about.
So it is a nonprofit trade association whose primary purpose is to serve as the advocate for the voice of the U.S. broiler chicken industry in Washington, D.C. This council's mission is to influence important legislative and regulatory policies and government programs that affect chicken, communicate with Washington policymakers and the media about chicken production, processing, and products, affect domestic and international trade policy to maintain and expand foreign markets for U.S. chickens, and promote and protect the image and reputation of the industry. So it might actually be a bunch of chickens.
If
Because
it was a bunch
those
of,
sound like what a bunch of chickens would be.
No,
concerned
because a
with.
bunch of chickens wouldn't be concerned about the broiler chicken industry.
And-
They would try to free all the chickens.
yeah, they would try to free all the chickens. And like, if you look at the chicken industry, like
I'll
it's pretty
bet you.
yucky.
Like $5 or $6 that this is just a front for Tyson.
Like big chicken politics.
Mike DeGrasse Tyson.
Oh. I think it's Degrassi.
No,
Mike Degrassi Tyson.
nobody says it that way.
But no, I think what you're saying is like politicians have always been dirty. Then?
Yeah,
Oh.
the chickens on the counts aren't the ones that are getting stuffed in broilers. They're making money off this shit.
Yeah.
Of course, they're going to sell their own down the river,
Yeah,
but they're going to make
Just-
sure they get all the money they possibly can for it.
just the pores. They're just going to send
Yeah.
their pores down the river.
They send the poor chickens.
And then as soon as like a poor chicken tries to make it to the top, they cut him down.
Oh yeah, they pull the ladder up behind
Oh
them.
man, it's unfair in the chicken world.
It is, but once you get on that NCC, you got it made.
Could you imagine like having a bastard child and then they find out that you're the father
That
of the
it's a
bastard
chicken?
child? And it's a chicken.
comes out, it looks like a chicken.
Oh God,
I'm not a chicken.
your father was the leader of the NCC.
Interesting. So why does it say that these were snacks for Dominic and his dumb friends?
Because they back up that story. That's the story that they say was the true creation of it. Was he walked in one night, asked his mom for a unique snack, and that's what she came up
That
with.
sounds like a family getting together and creating an alibi. Like they're like, remember, like all your
No, you
dumb
remember that
friends
time?
come.
Hey, you remember that time when Dominic came in? He was really hungry.
And we meet on
made
all
him
the
that
chicken
food?
wings. His friends said they were delicious. I do it awful. You do it better.
So some quick additional claims from the NCC. They say Dominic went on the road with one Dick Winger.
Why aren't there kids named Dick Winger anymore?
There was a chicken restaurant in Laramie called Wingers for the longest time.
Wingers isn't bad, but if it's Dick
Yeah.
Wingers, then
It was called Dick Wingers.
There needs to be more kids named Dick.
And then they shortened it to Wingers.
There's not enough Dicks.
not enough dicks in this world.
No.
I think there's plenty of dicks.
You
So-
would say that.
So I wanted to add this because I think this is totally wrong. They also claim that chicken wings hit the big time after McDonald's started selling them in 1994, which I don't think is true.
To be fair, I don't think I ever heard of buffalo wings until like 1998.
I remember eating wings over at Wingers. And we would get popcorn
Dick
as
Wingers?
like, yeah, Dick Wingers. And I'm not even joking. That's what it was called. And then I don't know if
Dick Wingers?
Wingers is still around.
Was it
Let me
spelled
look.
with a Z?
No.
So they weren't nuggets.
No, it was Dick Wingers.
Nice.
But I don't know if it's still around. Oh, it's a steakhouse now. Wingers Restaurant and
Wingers
Bar.
Dixon Steakhouse.
Dixon things. Was he from Utah? This is all Utah based now.
Dick
There's a lot
Wingers.
of Dick Wingers in Utah.
Wow.
Ain't that true?
Ain't that true?
Okay,
Is that a
so
Mormon joke or?
No, I was literally just reading where
Okay.
Dick Wingers is now.
Are now.
I want to know where Dick Wingers is.
okay, so next.
I do
I'm
this just 'cause
gonna present the case for all three. Well, I just gave it away. Starting with two of the bars, I'll make the case for those two, and then I got a third horse that I think
We should
doesn't get
eat.
enough consideration for this.
Nobody eats the horse.
except the French that
Oh yeah, they eat horses.
Mhm.
They
ate
love it.
and said it was a bison.
Oh
Remember
yeah,
from earlier.
I do remember that. I wasn't paying attention really.
Mm.
Go on.
Okay, so here's the case for Frank and Teresa Bellissimo. Remember the Anchor Bar. Okay, so 1972 Evening News feature highlighted the couple and the wings that they served. Evidence point number 1. This was followed by an Associated Press article, an appearance on a cooking show, and an article in the New Yorker. It's also worth stating that the Bellissimos were the first ones to sell the chicken wings in the manner in which they are served today, meaning fried with no breading, broken into the famous pieces, and then tossed in hot sauce.
Okay.
The only way to make a fucking wing.
I think Dan has
The
already
only way
reached
that
his
counts.
conclusion.
Yep, I have. I'm going with the first one I ever hear. Just like I do in everything else.
So then the case for John Young over at Wings and Things. So although he did not receive a business license until 1966, remember the Anchor Bar in
Illegal
1964, it's alleged that interviews with both customers and Young himself exist prior to 1966, suggesting the buffalo wing. I'm sorry, I'm going to start over on this. Although he did not receive a business license until 1966, it's alleged that interviews with both customers and Young himself exist prior to 1966, validating that he had been serving the wings prior to when he got his business license. So this suggests that the buffalo wing may have had an illicit start.
And that's okay.
Ooh.
I feel like it doesn't have to be official. Like, or are they saying like you officially didn't start the?
Yeah, but he was breading him anyway, so he can go fuck himself.
Yep, and that is one point. And I did try to find some of these interviews, and I could not find anything.
Made up disappearing interviews.
Just like Dominic's.
The interviews
I remember.
were written in disappearing ink.
But I also took all of about 5 minutes to do it.
Oh, so you half-assed it.
66.
They're probably out there.
It could be out there.
Did you
I
check
just
the
couldn't find
microfiche?
it. I did.
In 5 minutes.
Mhm.
Is it the only place you checked?
No.
Just check the mailbox?
The fridge.
Oh.
Dan did find his summons in the fridge.
Yeah,
So.
don't look in your refrigerator.
Yeah.
That's going to be hard to do.
Yeah, that's why I put the...
That was smart.
Yeah.
So then also Calvin Trillin, who is the author of the aforementioned New Yorker article mentioning the Bellissimos before. So he interviewed Young, and he states Young contests that the Anchor Bar did not serve them first. He claims that he sold 5,000 pounds of chicken wings in 1962, which would have been 4 years before he received his business license. And it was during this time that Frank Bellissimo slunk into his restaurant looking to steal his recipe.
Like a creepy cockroach.
Yeah. Wearing a trench coat and some glasses, sat in the corner.
Like a gross mustache that he twists.
Yep. So then most go ahead.
I was just gonna say when we make it big, I do think that we should go up there and ask all the Buffalonians. Is that what you call them?
Shitheads.
Yeah, all those shitheads.
Bunch of
kind of like
shitheads.
what the true story is, because that's a lot.
I think most of them believe the Anchor Bar to be the
Number
origin
one
of it.
Is it still around?
Yeah.
Interesting.
You can buy their sauces on the internet.
Are they expensive?
It's a free promo for the Anchor Bar. Give us some money, guys.
Yeah, I think you guys
Pay
should
us.
send us to Buffalo so that way we can get the real story.
Ugh.
So I do want to make a quick case for a third bar called Duff's.
Duff's.
And the only reason why is, so there was an article written about the Anchor Bar in 1969. However, that article did not mention anything about the buffalo chicken wing. And if you think if it was that popular, they would have said something about it existing at that time, right?
Well, I don't think it was supposed to be that popular back then.
I think it caught fire.
The popularity came much, much later, and then they're arguing about who did it first.
So again, piggybacking. So I wonder if three people kind of had the same idea at once, and then the Bellissimos, they're just like, yeah, no, we did this, and then I think it's a concentrated area.
But I think Duff's is the other one that I was telling you about when I was telling you about the rivalry.
Mm-hmm.
I think Duff's is the other.
Yep. And they started serving them in 1969, which is the same year that interview came out. So
I don't know, man. We're just going to have to go up there and try them both and just decide who's better. And then just like
go from there. But you're not.
I think we're taking over the who gets to say. The chicken wing council just seems like a made up.
Well, they're in it.
If I don't see one single fucking chicken, it's not a chicken council.
You guys don't even have a chicken on this council.
Not one chicken. But if we go there and eat the wings, we're eating wings in 2024, not 1960 wings. So we don't know.
Well, we can't go in the past.
We've
talked about this before. We can't
go back
do
in the
it.
past.
As much as we'd like to, I don't know how to make one of those. And Michael deGrasse Tyson won't tell me how.
Because he's on the chicken council.
Right.
It's all coming back.
He doesn't want us to go back.
Yeah, he doesn't want us to go back.
It's fucking conspiracy.
Conspiracy.
You got anything else, J-Rock?
Well, I was just going to follow up with, what do you guys think? I think I know where you're at.
Well, the ones that don't taste like shit, which are the ones that aren't breaded, are obviously the first ones.
I think it's Duff's.
Those don't even count if they're breaded. They never invented buffalo wings.
Right.
The reason why I think it's Duff's is because Teresa did all of this, but yet you only hear about Frank and Dominic, even though it was all Teresa's idea.
Well, that could just be.
And I think that if they're willing to shade
over,
her, they're going to shade somebody else. Already the reputation is not great.
Huh. So I'm going for Duff's.
I want for Duff's.
It's Duff's.
Nah, I'm just
Duff's.
kidding.
Yeah. Oh, I was like, oh my God, Dan's behind me on something. And then he's just like, nah, just kidding.
I realized what was going on. And then I was like, no, wait.
Yep.
I can't agree with Melinda.
Nope.
What's going to happen to this podcast?
Guess we're ending in season 2.
It's just for the record, I think it's Anchor Bar as well. They made it the original or the known way from day one. And John Young claims, he didn't have a license until 1966. He could have been serving before then, who knows? But that doesn't look great for you when your business didn't exist when they invented it.
I want to know
and he doesn't make the wing the way that it's done.
He doesn't make it right
nowadays.
No, but I want to know where Teresa got that idea of the sauce. Why did she think, let's mix? She's not from the South. Like, is she from?
Why do you think it's a South thing, though?
Because, like, traditionally, like Louisiana and like they have a lot of vinegary. What's that one? There's like
I've never had anything vinegary.
Oh yeah, like all of their.
Well, that's kind of why I wanted to include what a mumbo sauce was, because it is kind of a tangy.
Actually,
and spice typically, yeah, I can see Southern food is a little spicier.
Yeah. There's a jar of just like vinegar and peppers that you could buy, and that you put the vinegar, you let it mingle, and then you put the vinegar into gumbo to kind of add like an acidity level to it. And then
but everybody uses vinegar.
But vinegar and peppers. That's a very like Southern thing. Gumbo. If you're from the South, let me know about vinegar and peppers. Because in the North, you can't grow peppers. So why would you be doing that? Why would you be doing that?
You can't grow peppers.
We could barely grow peppers here.
Oh.
That's why I'm just like, why does she like, vinegar and cayenne pepper?
I mean, they did have trucks in the 60s.
What was she using cayenne for? I don't know. What did she have it sitting around? Because this guy's from the South and he knows what he's doing, but she's just like, oh, you put your peanut butter in my chocolate. How weird.
The hell?
Reese's.
I don't get it.
Okay. You should have been born in the 80s, I guess.
Wasn't that a Family Guy joke?
No, it's a 80s reference, like Reese's. Like, you put your peanut butter in my chocolate. You got your chocolate, my peanut butter.
Sounds hot. The 80s sound cool, man. Kind of sexy.
Yeah, a little bit. So I think Anchor Bar, I think he could have been at John Young's restaurant and tried him there and thought, your Teresa was there and went there once and tried them and was like, hey, you know what would be better with these? And then tried a different sauce or something.
Even if you did do that, he made them the way they're supposed to be. And he was making them the shitty way. And then he was like, these are fine. I
I'm
can
gonna
make
make
these
them
better.
better.
He made it better.
Even if he did come up with the wings, he also admits that he got the idea from somebody else that was from a restaurant in Washington, D.C.
So
even if he did make them up, then he stole them from somebody else.
Yeah.
Which is, with everything, it's always just the next generation of
What
whatever's
if,
there.
here's another conspiracy. What if it was Big Chicken? What if it was the Chicken Council being like, we're losing money on this byproduct? And so they're like, they like meet in an alleyway
Chicka chicka.
and they like slide over a recipe for Buffalo Hot Wings. They're like, hey,
Bak, bak, baka.
And that's what Dominic came in with.
yeah.
It's like, yo, Mom,
Look at this weird
there's
thing
a chicken out in the alleyway.
It's fun. It's fun to do, isn't it?
Big Chicken and Dominic.
That
The
could be.
hoots.
I'd also like to know what the listeners think.
Yeah.
So,
Jared mentioned a poll, so we'll put a poll out and we'll say, do you think it's a conspiracy theory between Big Chicken and Dominic, or do you think it's Duff, or
Every time you say Dominic, I think you're going to say Domino's.
Domino's?
It's like, what's Domino's got to do with it? But then they did make
They did
wings
do-
in
They did,
1994.
Yeah.
Which I also didn't know. I
They
didn't have
sell-
those until I was well into my 20s or something.
I'm pretty sure because they had Alfredo too. I thought that was weird that they're just like, here's some pasta. Like Domino's is all over the place with their menu.
Yeah, they're trying real hard to
Not go out of business.
get their $30 an order. I don't think they're close to going out of business, are they?
no, I think they're doing pretty well.
Well, what they did was they moved to a bunch of other countries where they have no idea what pizza should taste like.
Oh.
Like they're big in like Australia and England and stuff.
It's kind of like we didn't know what pizza was supposed to taste like, and they got you first, and then they branched out.
I heard pizza was invented here.
Is that one of those things that, because like tomatoes, they didn't have tomatoes and don't grow in Italy.
They do
That's,
grow in
uh,
Italy.
Of course they do.
No, it's it's native to South America, I think. So it's like one of those things that Italian
but
food
they
is
have them.
tomato based, but
Yeah.
they brought them from over here.
Yeah.
So it wasn't until after they got
Not a big
tomatoes
deal.
back there that they made pizza and spaghetti.
Actually, I was
I mean,
reading that
it-
tomatoes weren't a big thing in America for the longest time because it's part of the nightshade family and it's toxic. So we were afraid of tomatoes for the longest
Only
time.
the vines are toxic.
Yeah, but we thought the whole plant was toxic until like the 30s or something, and then that's when we started eating them.
Don't be trying to feed people tomatoes to kill them because it won't work.
I've been eating tomatoes all day.
Yep.
Dan's like, you want a tomato? And I'm
Hey,
like,
you
yeah, I
want
like a
a tomato?"
tomato.
Why isn't you dying?
God damn it!
Gotta read the whole Wikipedia article, people.
Oh, wait,
When
Jared, did you say that you believe? Yeah, you okay? I don't know.
Yeah, I'm
You
with
said it
the
was
anchor bar. I think
Yeah,
it's the anchor
okay.
bar. Yeah, hit us up. theboneinpod@gmail.com.
Yeah,
But-
it's been
but-
really lonely.
Or
Nobody
DM
really
us.
Bone in
only
pod.
get a couple of comments, but I just want to know how your day is and like just comment random things.
I'm
I try to make
not going to go that far.
the posts as chaotic as possible, so they're
If
pretty
you-
weird.
If you're listening and you're about to have a child and you need help naming it, I would offer my services.
A comment in this post what you would name Dan's child, or just a child, any child.
Yeah, I'm not gonna have a child.
If Dan had it,
If Dan has a child, you should call the police.
Dan, where'd you get
because
that
he
kid?
kidnapped it.
Well, no, it's mine. I gave birth to it, or I
made it.
did it. It's mine. All right, I'm gonna wrap this up then.
Yeah, wrap her up.
Thanks for coming, everyone. Hit us up
Thanks, we're
on the
back.
Gmail
We're back.
or the Instagram, and we will see you next time.
Told you.